Epic retracted their statement as part of their agreement, as I say here, or as they say. Let me read this first. Epic says, Epic retracts its statement in regards to Kiwi Farms at kiwifarms.net having child sexual abuse material on its website. While Epic may not agree with the content that may be on the website, Epic has no direct knowledge of child sexual abuse material on the Kiwi Farms website. I did not send an NDA, so basically there's three things that I asked from them. One, a retraction. Two, a certified copy of the retraction. And three, they would help me reclaim a domain, which I think that they have. I have to go check on that. It was a big pain in the ass, but I think it's finally happening. In case you're wondering, yes, this does free them up from liability. So the agreement was that the retraction would end the issue in the dispute. So I can't then sue them anyways. This was not done by them to like get ahead of things. This was our agreement. However, if you're anxious for a lawsuit, I have some good news for you. There is still another party who is completely ignoring our certified letters. We know for a fact that he or her, depending on how retarded you are, has received them. And we're hoping to avoid litigation, but he or her doesn't seem to want to. So now the question is, what do we do with him and or her, depending on how retarded you are? Oh, and Acer Thorn is suing us in the fine state of West Virginia, the Southern District, so which is where our business is located. So he emailed a lawsuit, basically. I guess he probably mailed it to Charleston, which I think is the capital of West Virginia. I'm not sure. And he is suing us for copyright infringement. This is, of course, a vexatious lawsuit. He posted a video, and he copyrighted it like 8 times. From my understanding, what Stebbins does is... Because let me explain. In copyright lawsuits, every work is given a copyright ID and submitted to the United States Library of Congress and the Copyright Office. Then, if your copyright is infringed upon, you can sue. And you can be awarded several types of damages, most notably statutory damages and real damages. So if your copyright theft results in $5 of real damage, then you can only get $5 of real damages. However, the statutory damages for malicious and knowing copyright infringement is $150,000. So Stebbins, being a genius, being a 1,000 IQ legal expert, decides that when he files his copyright, he actually breaks the video up into several components and pays, I think it's like $50 to $100 or it's like $50 to $250 when you file a copyright. And he pays that amount of money for every part of that video that he breaks up. So when he goes to sue, he says, you actually didn't infringe one copyright by reposting a video. You infringed 20 because I decided to copyright this in 20 chunks. Therefore, you owe me $0 in real damages and $3 million in punitive damages because it was knowing copyright infringement, which is fucking retarded, and that's not how that works. But when you are a retard, loser, piece of shit, waste of fucking space, living in Arkansas and a dump, being supported by our government, when really they should just not give you any money and allow you to die of starvation. In a fair world, that's what would happen. You have the freedom, the time, and the energy available to you to explore novel concepts of exploitation of our justice system. Yes, but he can't pay his court fees. Isn't that interesting that he files informa pauperis saying that he can't pay a couple dollars per filing, but he is able to file 20 copyright registrations for every video he puts out. And this was like deliberate. He puts out a video saying that the Kiwi Farms is bad. Of course, someone archives it. He DMCA's it. The guy didn't put any commentary into the archive, so I just say, whatever, here you go, it's gone. Knowing that someone would re-upload it immediately. Sure enough, someone does re-upload it, but they break it down like every 30 seconds to add like robo voice commentary, which is obviously transformative. And then he decides to DM say, hey, that, and I say send litigation here, and he does. So this is like deliberate, calculated, malicious, just wasting my fucking time. Our goal is to have him declared vexatious in West Virginia as well, which would probably lessen the expense associated with litigating him in the future. I'm trying to keep this as like uninteresting as possible, because he's obviously one of those people like Melinda Scott, whose entertainment value in filing bullshit, frivolous like lawsuits is like upsetting people. Like that's his entire thing. Like he knows that it's frustrating to deal with him, and that gets him off because he has literally nothing else in his life. And if you like debate him or try to keep things like try to make a fun out of it, then he'll also have fun. So you just kind of like ignore it and be like, yeah, he's a fucking loser. No, we're just gonna handle it. Pretty frustrating, but it is what it is. It's just the cost associated with the forum now. So it's like now I know that every year we're gonna have this many vexatious litigants filing copyright lawsuits, and it's gonna cost this much to deal with. So that's just factored into the budget now. That's a in the same way that servers are X amount of dollars a month, and domain names and software licenses are X amount of dollars a year. Dealing with fat retards with too much free time and government subsidies is a what's the word? It's like a hazard, an occupational hazard. It's just part of the deal. Cool.